Well, the season has reset. It is the first of the month as I'm recording this. We have been kicked down to I think we're in silver. I think we got kicked down from platinum down to silver. So it's time to get on the grind and see how far we can get this month on our journey into limited mythic. And of course, once we are there, we can switch over to constructed and try and grind out a chance at mythic in both ladders at the same time. It takes a lot of juggling, like so much harder than I expected, but we push on. So I'm not having a whole lot of luck recently in TDM draft. I feel like I have not drafted this set enough. I have done about 10 drafts, like maybe a dozen, and I think that is just nowhere near enough. So look, I'm going to be trying to do some power grinding in TDM, trying to get to grips with the format. I'm definitely like, I have vague ideas of what's good and what's bad based on what other people have said, but unless you've actually built and played these decks yourself, you really can't see whether a certain archetype is open or not based on what cards are left in the packs, and that just comes with experience. So we're going to rack up some of that experience today. So, pick one, pack one. We have a Sarkhan, which is, I don't think is a card that I would take. I guess it might be good in the Boros deck. It's okay. I mean, it's a 2-drop. And it's also probably good in the 5-color deck. But you never really need Sarkhan. I can see just pick one, pack one Dragonstorm Globe here, to be honest. There's also a Narset's Rebuke, a Fresh Start, which is quite good. The safest pick is the Dragonstorm Globe. It's going to go in basically any deck that we draft, with the exception of like hardcore red-white aggro. If we really wanted to just force Boros, I can see taking the Sunset Strike Master first, or the Sarkhan, but I'm going to pick one, pack one Dragonstorm Globe. Let's see where we go from there. So now there is a Furious Forebear, Bewildering Blizzard. Those are both excellent cards. There's also Caustic Exhale, Worthy Cost, Osseous Exhale, Mardu Devotee. Interesting. I think we should just take the best card in the pack. And I think the best card in this pack is probably... It could be Blizzard. I don't think it's Forebear. I don't think it's Mardu Devotee this early. I think it is one of the Exhales. And I do really like Caustic Exhale. Is Osseous Exhale slightly better? The life gain, it hits bigger stuff. And it's playable in red, white, and in 5-color. Like, you never have to splash. Oh, I think that makes sense to me. I'm going to take the Osseous Exhale. So, I mean, this is also a good pack. There's Sarkhan's Resolve, Piercing Exhale, Narset's Rebuke, Rakshas's Bargain, Salt Road Skirmish, Veteran Ice Climber. So, best card in this pack probably is the Bargain. But Salt Road Skirmish is very good. For those aggro decks, it's also good enough for the control decks. I'm going to take... because I still have no read on what is open. I'm going to take the Bargain. I believe it's just the best card in the pack. Hopefully my read on that is correct. Best card in this pack definitely is Stormplane Detainment. Sarkhan's Resolve in this pack as well. Focus the Mind. So there is a Jeskai Devotee. But there's also, like, the blue seems quite open. Green seems quite open. White seems open. So I'm going to take Stormplane Detainment and... let's see where we go from there. Now, this pack, we've got the Encroaching Dragonstorm. We haven't got any dragons. We've got Coordinated Maneuver. We've got Jeskai Devotee, and we've got an Evolving Wilds. The Dragonstorm is fantastic for fixing. Coordinated Maneuver is good in the red-white deck. What is feeling more open? What is feeling more open? I think it is super hard to say. Yeah. It's really hard to say. I'm gonna take the maneuver. Okay, yeah, so I think we made the right choice there. Honestly, I think it was a coin flip, but we made the right choice there because we have a good aggressive card to pick up here. There is a Snakeskin Veil, I wouldn't mind that, but Hardened Tactician and Bearer of Glory are both excellent. Do we want Tactician or Bearer of Glory? Both are really good. There's a lot of good 2-drops. I think I'm going to take the Tactician. Now there's a Shock Brigade and a Storm Shriek Feral. Taking those over Coordinated Maneuver. So it looks like we are going for... Like, that's a late Shock Brigade. So looks like we're doing Boros aggro if we have the chance here. Seize Opportunity is okay. I'm going to take Fleeting Effigy. So we've got Stormplane Detainment. I think in the deck that we're leaning towards here, we aren't taking... There's a Rebuke. Yeah, I don't think we're playing Dragonstorm Globe or Rakshas's Bargain. I'm not so sure about Rebuke. I think it's okay in this deck. Underfoot Underdogs is great. 3 mana for 2 creatures. That's a fantastic rate. None of these cards are really what we want to do. Yeah, not really. I guess we're most likely to play the Crocodile, but do we want the Ice Climbers? Is there like Jeskai? Ice Climbers is enough better that I'm going to take that, but let's assume we're not playing it. And now there's an Unending Whisper or an Arashin Sunshield. I'll take the Sunshield. But I'm not sure if that's really what you want to do. I don't think we do want the Sunshield. Okay, fairly decent red-white aggro start here, and we've got a really nice pickup here in Voice of Victory. 2 mana, 1/3, mobilize 2. Your opponents can't cast spells on your turn. That's pretty excellent for this deck. It's a good 2-drop. Starry-Eyed Skyrider is incredible. Salt Red Pack Beast is incredible. If we get either of those back or the Jeskai Devotee, we're pretty happy. So let's take the Voice of Victory here. Now, in the way of removal... Oh, wow. We picked up another rare here. Stadium Headliner. Incredible. Taking that over maybe Worthy Cost would be my second pick. And that's kind of it. I really have not been a huge fan of the Boltcaster, to be honest. So taking Stadium Headliner here. We have Osseous Exhale, Stormplane Detainment, Coordinated Maneuver. That's our removal package. Oh, and Narset's Rebuke. So a good amount of removal. Now we just want a really nice, strong creature curve. Smile at Death. 5 mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, return 2 creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That is an insane card for Reach. We can get back basically all of our creatures. I think that's really good. We're missing out on a Stormplane Detainment. We could definitely play the Rune Scale Stormbrood as well. But while this isn't a very aggressive card, I think this has the potential to be insane in this deck, surely. Let's take that, and then creatures with power 2 or less, we are going to pretty highly prioritize here. There's a Fire Inform as a combat trick, or we can take Riling Dawnbreaker, which I don't think is that good in this deck. I don't think that's what this deck really wants to do, and I think Fire Inform is one of the less good combat tricks. Although, combat tricks do help. Combat tricks are good. Okay, I'm going to drop the Sun Shield because I think we're going to get there on playables. I'm not sure about Fire Inform. Wow, Starry-Eyed Skyrider is excellent here. Seize Opportunity is a better trick than Fire Inform, but definitely taking Starry-Eyed Skyrider here. 3 mana 1/3 when it attacks. Something gains flying and all of our tokens gain flying. We have 1, 2, 3 mobilized cards so far. We can also return this with Smile at Death, so, it's just, that's so good. That is so good. Now we've got a Dragonback Lancer, 4 mana 3/3, mobilize 1, or we could just take another Underfoot Underdogs. We do have Stormbeacon Blade in the pack as well, but I think I'd rather just have a good aggressive creature. We have 3 3-drops. We can't get this back with Smile at Death. I think I just prefer Underfoot Underdogs with the mobilized creatures. I think that's pretty strong. Nothing in this pack. Rescue Leopard is pretty mid, but it's fine. And our 3-drop slot's looking pretty heavy already. Am I playing Stormbeacon Blade? I think this card is okay. Okay, we'll take it, but I'm not 100% sure whether we're gonna play that. Now, there is another coordinated maneuver, but I think I want the Wild Ride here. 1 mana, sorcery, +3/+0 haste till end of turn is a pretty good little trick. And we did wield the Jeskai Devotee, so that is fine. That's, like, reasonably good fixing. We're pretty heavy on the red, so that makes our mana a little bit easier. And going into pack 3 here, we're picking up another Wild Ride. Going into pack 3 here, we're at 18 playables. I think we're pretty happy. We could maybe... I think we need to pick up a little bit more removal. I would love a Mardu Devotee. But we do have a couple of 1-drops already, so it's not, like, super important. So... we've got a Bolt Caster here. Rebellious Strike is okay. Seize Opportunity, is that better? I think Rebellious Strike is a better card than Seize Opportunity. Yeah, I think it is. We could also just take Glacial Dragon Hunt, try and splash it, but... how many creatures have we got? We actually do need more creatures. I just don't really like the Bolt Caster. But we're certainly, like, I don't even know if we're going to splash the Hardened Tactician at this rate. I would like to, but we won't do that at the expense of the rest of our deck. I'm going to put all my non-creature spells over here. Yeah, I need more creatures, actually. Out of this pack, I need more cheap, aggressive creatures. There's a Shock Brigade. There is a Static Snare, which I would like to pick up, to be honest. There's also a Windscarred Crag. I'd like that. But I think I'm taking Shock Brigade here. More cheap creatures is what the deck needs. So, this is between Rebellious Strike and Jeskai Devotee. I think I'm just taking the Devotee. There's a Fortress Kinguard. That's pretty primo. That is pretty primo. Let's take that. We're nearly at playables. And we did pick up a couple more good creatures there. Do I want another Devotee? Or do I want first Dragonback Lancer? Neither. But am I more likely to play the Lancer? Is the Lancer better? Yeah, I'm going to take the Lancer because I think we're more likely to pick up another decent 2-drop. I don't think we take the third Wild Ride. I think we do take the Dawnbreaker here. And I think the Dawnbreaker is better than Dragonback Lancer. Okay, there's another Underfoot Underdogs. I like that card a lot. And if we're taking that, we're making a cut. We have quite a few non-creature spells here, to be honest. So I'm going to cut the Fire Rim form. Take an Underfoot Underdogs. Devoted Duelist isn't very good. It is a 2-drop, but I don't think we're taking it over. Like, I don't think we're putting it in our deck right now. We did get a Seize Opportunity, which I kind of want to cut the Storm Beacon Blade or a Wild Ride. It might be greedy keeping the Storm Beacon Blade. I'm going to give it some thought. Let's cut the Poise Practitioner. We have no way to splash this Hardened Tactician, so I don't think we're going to play that. Not playing any of these cards. Not playing any of those. Okay, cool. So we are red-white. We're not going to splash black. And we just have the deck here. I guess there's another like creature we want to add in or something like that, but let's have a look here. So this is what our creature curve looks like. We have one card to cut, 14 creatures. We're definitely cutting a non-creature spell here. It could be Narset's Rebuke, but it's probably... It could be a Wild Ride, Rebellious Strike, or Storm Beacon Blade. That kind of feels like it makes more sense to me. I'm going to trim the Storm Beacon Blade. 2 Wild Ride, 1 Rebellious Strike, 1 Seize Opportunity. Is that too many combat tricks? Let's try the Blade out then, hey? Yeah, there's no other creatures I really want. I think our creature curve is fine. And it's like, it's so good on like a Voice of Victory, which just draws a card all by itself, becomes a 4/3. It's just also a 4-drop. But it is very good with Smile at Death. Don't know if I really even want the Riling Dawnbreaker. I guess I do. Storm Beacon Blade. Do I want Storm Beacon Blade? That it just feels like it's a little bit clunky, and I think I'm being greedy by wanting it in an aggressive deck. What would I be cutting for it? One of the combat tricks? Like Rebellious Strike or trim a Wild Ride? I want to keep the tricks and the removal. Yeah, I think the thing with Storm Beacon Blade is it's good when you're kind of already winning. So 8-9 mana base obviously isn't fantastic, but we only need 1 double white pip. We need... Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think I want to play the Dragonstorm Globe. I think we just have to hope that we get the mana that we need. But this looks good. Let's be aggressive. Okay, we can keep this. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Mirror match. Not a mirror match. Okay, opponent is ramping. And there's a smile at death. I mean, that's pretty sweet, because we do have a lot of lands here. We're on the draw. We're not putting a ton of pressure on, but... opponent is just ramping. Like, maybe we can turn up the heat. Like, maybe Smile at Death comes down and we just swing with everything every turn. Another Underdogs. That is interesting. That does allow us to get in for a little extra damage and play a spell this turn, which is excellent. Ureni. Okay. That's ridiculous. Think we'd probably just scoop. We're never going to beat that. They have 3, 6, 8 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so they can leave you with a 1/1. Yeah, I mean, that's just absurd, right? We're on a 2-turn clock here. We can't even we can't remove this in any way, because all of our unconditional removal is white. So we'll take I don't know, we'll take a Shock Brigade and an Underdogs. And we take 10, we lose the game. Honestly, that last game, the deck felt good. And if they'd have played anything that we could kill with the Narset's Rebuke, which is most of the stuff in the format, then we would have been fine. This is very good. This is a very good hand. It just, Ureni was one of the very few things that we just could not beat. Incredible start here. Opponent plays a Delta Bloodflies. Now, I can't attack with the Headliner, which is kind of annoying. But I can next turn, because we have the Underfoot Underdogs, and then the turn after that we have Smile at Death, so we can just keep attacking with everything. And we can keep sacking the Headliner to remove all their creatures and get it back every turn with Smile at Death. Ah! Nice. Very nice. Wild Ride. Now that is quite good. Okay, well, let's put this over here. Send with you, you. And you? Excellent. Oh, this is a sorcery? What the f— Okay, fine. I didn't know it was a sorcery. I thought it was an instant. Dragon Storm, okay. We gotta kill this thing, annoying as it is. Oh my god. I'm just gonna scoop. I'm just gonna shame scoop. Okay. This is not a very good hand, but we'll keep it. I don't know how to play this deck. I don't even know what these cards do. This is highly embarrassing, but let's see if we can tighten up here. Let's get the Shock Brigade out. Oh, Effigy is actually fantastic. Make a 1/1. Now having seized the opportunity, seize opportunity up is very useful. We also have Stormplane Entertainment plus Effigy if we want to do that. Looks like that's what we want to do. Although, do we want to just seize opportunity? There's a Dawnbreaker. So that actually might change the play. If we go land, coordinated maneuver. No, we just seize opportunity here. That's not very mana efficient, but I mean, the most mana efficient thing to do is make a 2/2. Coordinated maneuver. So let's do that. I'm not sure if that was the strictly correct play, but it does allow us to keep pressure on. We do still have removal spells in hand. Opponent's ramping. That's very good for us. Okay. And that is also a very good draw. Down to 5. Lethal. Presenting lethal with Stormplane Detainment plus Fleeting Effigy. Excellent. And they're going to make a creature. Yep. So, we can go Mountain. They have 2 blockers. Yeah, this is just lethal. Okay, we got there. Let's see if I can redeem my absolutely embarrassing first 2 games. Oh, that's pretty dicey, huh? Do we keep that? On the draw? I think we do, because we have Seize Opportunity, which can help us find a white source, and we found it anyway. Never mind. Do I want to trade? I guess I don't. Not when we have Underfoot Underdogs in hand. We have to take this turn off. Now, Starry-Eyed Skyrider looks really great. But Underdogs does also do pretty much the same job. Laced Prowler. Beatable. So we're not double spelling this turn. Not just yet. Okay, so let's make you unblockable. Send you, and that's it. Just get a point of damage in. And I think we've got to try and go over the top of this this Prowler. Okay. That doesn't matter to us. Let's take 5. Okay, play the land, send you 3. You gain flying. And do we want to draw cards? I don't think we do. We have +4, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 7. So we have 13 damage next turn. Which is pretty insane. On the way back, I don't... Oh, yeah, I think we can just attack here. Sorry, yeah, I don't think we have to block there. What I meant to say. They're drawing another card. Because all of our stuff is unblockable anyway. There is an Underfoot Under... I mean, that's good. That actually is quite a good draw. Do I want to give this unblockable? I do, right? Give you flying. Okay, now they're pretty much in lethal range. Let's keep up the Rebellious Strike. Yeah, they're in lethal range for next turn. So we just have to survive this turn, and then we have +7 over here. Yeah, we have lethal on the board. Surak does not help. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, +7 in the air. Dragonclaw Strike. Okay. If they have another removal spell, they actually just win, which is wild. Okay, we got it. Fleeting Effigy as well. Can we play that? We still have 5 mana left over. Okay. Works for me. Locks are in. It's Rebellious Strike. You. Lovely. Yeah, I mean, it's... We're going first. We might struggle on land, but it is keepable. Opponent mulligan down to 6. Let's play the Shock Brigade first. Would have loved to just draw land there, but we did keep a 2-lander on the play. Land is great. So they're always trading for this, right? They just took all the damage. And another Laced Prowler is what we have to contend with. And they scooped. I didn't think that game was over by any stretch, but okay, we'll take it. I'm seeing Smile at Death far more often than I was hoping to. We have to mulligan this. We can keep this. And it's not very good, but we can keep it, put back the Smile at Death. Yeah, we're seeing Smile at Death way more often than we want to, and we haven't seen, like, Voice of Victory even once, which is a real shame. Oh, man. Core Steel Cutter is really tough. Gonna be really tough to beat in any kind of racing situation. Okay. Okay. Need to find planes. I think I have to just seize opportunities to draw cards here. Okay, 4/4 hexproof trample. We have a real race on our hands here. Really need to find a planes, so, okay. Well, now we have probably too many planes. We could Wild Ride and Fortress Kinguard. Is Starry-Eyed Skyrider just better? We give up on the Kinguard? Yeah, let's do that then. Tis a race indeed. Rebuke into Rebellious Strike is fun. If they play anything that we can kill. Yeah, give me a target for my Rebuke. If not, I'm probably just playing Rebellious Strike anyway to draw another card. Okay. No target for the Rebuke. Okay, so let's go with Rebellious Strike over here. See what we draw. Effigy. Also a good draw. They're going to tap the Shock Brigade. That is fine. They're going to Exhale. That's a really good spell. Okay. Well, we do have Rebuke into Effigy. But they might be winning the race. This is 4 to equip. 3, because these are white. Make 2 2/2s. I don't know if we can beat this. Down to 3. Like, we Rebuke one of the 2/2s. I guess there was a slightly better way to do that. But then, yeah, we probably just lose next turn. They can play the Dragonfire, remove this, and I have 1 blocker. Damn. Okay, real talk, that was some of the worst Magic I have played. But it's the first time I've played a proper red-white aggro deck in this format. I just need to get some reps in with this format. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. I think the deck felt good. That second game was a complete and utter throw. We could have done with a slightly better mana base, and I think that is the only thing that I would want to improve about that deck realistically. The first game was pretty insane. We, like, opponent just ramped into Ureni, which is one of the only threats in the format that we wouldn't have been able to deal with. Most of the threats that we wouldn't have been able to deal with are like rares and mythics, Ureni, Morang River region, a few other things like that. So that's unlucky. And then, of course, in game 3, coming up against like turn 1 or turn 2 Corey Steel Cutter is also pretty tough. So 2 really tough matchups, 1 absolute throw, and the deck went 3-3. I think that's pretty solid anyway. So I think that worked. The deck was great. Maybe just a slightly better mana base and a much better player is what it needed to go all the way, but I think it could have done. Felt like it could have trophied. We didn't get to do the Smile at Death thing once at all, and I think we saw it every single game or something, which is not what we want. It's a top-end card that we want to draw into, but it was in our opening hand like half the time, which is unlucky. Unlucky, but is what it is. Anyway, that is it from me. I will catch you on the next episode of Operation Double Mythic, which is coming out probably tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Bye for now.